There are a lot of people that are sitting in the church and are deceived that they're saved because they believe the right things. But guys, if our life don't line up with our belief, maybe we don't believe what we say we do. Jeez, oh man, James chapter 2. What good is it, starting in verse 14? What good is it, my brothers, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can that faith save him? If a brother or sister is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, does that sound familiar to you? Didn't we just read something about that? And one of you says to them, go in peace, be warmed and be filled, without giving them the things needed for the body? What good is that? So also, faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. I'll read another little commentary here, just a few pit stops. When Luther and the Reformers insisted on the formula, justification by faith alone, and this is really important because Christianity has become the easy thing to be. And Jesus talked a whole lot about taking up a cross. Jesus talked a whole lot about denying yourself. Christian, easy title. Christ follower or following Jesus, not so easy. So he says, justification by faith alone. They meant to insist that justification rests upon reliance on the merit of Christ alone. And what that means is you are not saved because of what you do. Okay? Follow me. You are not saved because of what you do. You are saved because of what Jesus did. And if you believe in what Jesus did, then you will begin to do what Jesus did. So your works don't save you, but your works are the evidence that you are saved. If there's no fruit, somebody might say, oh, well, what about the thief on the cross? Well, the moment the thief stopped ridiculing Jesus, when it got dark, he was like, whoa, something's different about this dude. We done seen people crucified before. Nothing ever happened like this. When they placed it, when he placed his faith and trust in Jesus, well, we don't know. Hey, look, if Jesus said this day you'll be with me in paradise, then I believe what Jesus said, right? But if you got an opportunity to live out life, I would do a fruit inspection. Continue to go back and see, Lord, am I really following you? So he says, the alone does not mean that faith exists alone without any subsequent fruit of obedience. Luther insisted that saving faith is a living faith, and that's what James is talking about here. A living faith that produces good works. See, Ephesians 2:10 says that we are his workmanship, created in Christ for these good works that he preordained that we would walk in. So the believer should be walking in good works. We should be doing good works. And so I left off at verse 17, verse 18. But someone will say, you have faith, I have works. Show me your faith apart from your works, and I will show you my faith by my works. And, you know, it's so easy to just say I'm a Christian. And then say, well, who are you to judge? But the same way it talks about judgment in the Bible, where Jesus says, judge not lest you be judged first, he also tells us how to judge the wolves in sheep's clothing. Because he tells us to judge a tree by the fruit it bears. We must do an inspection not only of our lives, but the lives of others. And because they claim the name does not mean they follow. Because we claim the name does not mean we follow. Verse 19, he said, you believe that God is one, you do well. Intellectual assent. He says, you believe that God is one, you do well. Even the demons believe and shudder. So being a Christian isn't just about believing the truth, it's about bringing your life into alignment with the truth. So in John 14:6, which Pastor alluded to earlier, where Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, there is no way to the Father but through me. We find out then, if he is the truth, then what he says our lives need to line up with if we're following him.